Hi, welcome to Card Voyage into your soul. This is my second channel. The first one is in German and called Kartenreise in die Seele. And well, on this channel, the first channel in German, I just realized that my German audience is just interested in free readings and oracle spreads and so on. And all the stuff about the decks itself are just not that liked, and I wanted to have a space where I can talk about that. So I thought, well, the Germans are not interested in stuff like that, or these few people who are watching this in English. So I thought it might be time to widen my circle, and I switched to English because, well, you can reach more people with English than with German. And one time I did a video reaction to the Hermit's Cave and put it on my first channel, and my audience was confused because I was uploading a video in English. So yeah, but this video got quite a lot of clicks, for my opinion. And I thought, well, just Simon of the Hermit's Cave would see it, but well, I thought I need a room, I need a space where I can talk things about deck reviews or collection or deck ratings or all that stuff that is out there, which I am enjoying when I see these videos. So I thought, well, it's time to participate again in one topic. And Boho Tarot did a video where she was talking about the decks she wants to use more in 2022. And so I thought, well, yeah, think about it. You have collected so many decks in the last year. You can't use all the decks on one day because, well, it's just 8 times 10 tarot decks I've purchased or was gifted with in 2021, and a few decks, yeah, well, got nearly ignored of me because, well, there were some issues. In German, we got a change in the publishing law that says you need to have a license to show the cards on videos. I don't know how it is outside of Germany, but here it's pretty exhausting because well, if you have a collection of 80 tarot decks, and I don't know how many oracles I do have, but I think I'm anywhere between 200 and 250 decks in total, yeah, tarot and oracle. And there are so many publishers, so many different labels, as you will. And yeah, I didn't have the time, and I didn't take so much effort to write to every publishing house. Some didn't even answer. Yeah, I wrote to some of them, but some didn't even answer. I don't know, maybe any one of you has a better connection to Rockpool. I don't know. And yeah, well, and some publishing houses are closed. So, well, what do you know? Yeah, some authors are still alive, and I could get in touch with them, but yeah, it's even difficult to get somebody who is in charge. For example, let me show this. The Da Vinci Enigma Tarot. I got in touch with Caitlin Matthews, and she told me, hey, you could reach out to this and this guy, but, well, I didn't got an answer. And I wasn't surprised. Then I got in touch with another German publisher who told me, well, even this English publisher is out of business. So, well, this is a dilemma with it. And yeah, so the second half of 2021, I concentrated on purchasing indie decks and decks from publishers I know I got the license from them. So I really have a lot of low Scarabeo decks and I really love them, but there are some treasures in my collection I didn't got to use quite often because, well, if I couldn't show them on camera, it's quite difficult because, well, yeah, I do readings just for myself, yes, but not daily and not so often, and yeah, I just want to use all the other decks too, but well, this is why I came to the point to do this reaction to Boho Tarot, and I give it a thought, which are my 10 decks I want to use 2022 more often, even if I don't have the license to show them, that I take this year just more time for me and myself, to do a reading for me and myself, and to do some shadow work or some inner child healing and so on. And yeah, this is now my list. Yeah, I picked out a few decks and I want to start to show you. This is a Cosmic Tarot, and unfortunately I don't have a license to show you the cards, but I think there's no harm to show you the backs, and I love the backs. And I saw a few videos out there that readers are using this deck, and I really like it, and I got inspired. Well, yeah, hey, you have this deck, you should work with. And yeah, this is the first one I want to get to know. And yeah, of course I'm doing this because at the end of the year I want to watch this video by myself, and yeah, oh, what is the word for it? And to reflect if I was sticking to the plan throughout the year or not. So the second one I really like to use is the Zukunftstarot. I really don't know if there's an English version, because the book just don't give this information. And normally the books, if you have a book, yeah, then there is explained, hey, this is a German version. The original version, it was called and released in this year and by that name and by that author and this publishing house and so on. And yeah, I was gifted this deck I was gifted with, and the backs are so nice, so cute. I really like it, this yin and yang, but well, I have to show this. Yeah, it's so stunning. I can't really wait to dive into this deck, but well, yeah, it's just not happened so far, so that this is why this deck really needed to be on this list. The next one is also one out of print deck, I think. It's a Tantra Tarot. It's a really chunky deck. The cards are so big, yeah, and it's also a pip deck, but I don't have a problem with pip decks. Normally the orange color is not that kind of color I really like. I'm more into blue and violet and turquoise and so on, but I don't know what it is about this deck. It's as the time I saw it, I just know immediately that I needed to have it in my collection. And so yeah, it's full of old ancient pictures, yeah, and the pips are even even as nice. And yeah, I really like to work with this deck more often, and I'm very, very interested in getting to know this deck really much more better. One deck I used last year for a few readings, but I still feel this deck has more to say to me. It's a Quantum Tarot. It's really a different deck. I have so many decks, and I have to say this is one of a kind, really. Well, it's a low Scarabeo deck. I really like it. It's in a good box. I have so many low Scarabeo decks which are in tag boxes, and I don't like these tag boxes. But well, the decks are very good. So the decks which came in these two-part boxes are thicker in their cardstock, and well, a bit more heavier to shuffle, but I like it. And one thing I really, really like about this deck is this spot luck. I don't know how you say it in English. Here is, well, the card is, well, not really matte, but it's not glossy either, except for important parts of the card, and this is what it makes so special. Yeah, here, well, for a graphic design guy, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I really like it. I hope you can see this on camera. Yeah, a bit. In real life, it's the effect is more more visible, and this was the word. It's more visible in real life. I really like it. The pictures the pictures themselves are really nice. With this deck, I really feel a connection to the universe and to the spirit. And well, it's pretty interesting. It's such an interesting deck. You can, experience. Discover. Discover is the word I was looking for. You can discover something new every time you look at it. It's really, really interesting. And yeah, I worked with it, and it speaks to me, of course, yeah, but I have the feeling I need to get to know it much more, and I want to dive deeper in it. And I really like the connection between spiritual and the scientific world here in this deck. Yeah, I really, really like it. So that's why it has to be on this list. Okay, the next is the Smith-Waite Tarot deck, the Centennial edition in the tin. I have 2 more copies, or well, versions of the RWS Tarot, but this was the first one I really tend to like and love. The other 2 RWS decks I have were gifted to me, and well, I just doesn't rehomed them because I thought, well, yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an original. Okay, it just doesn't hurt to have an original here, and sometimes I just needed it. Yeah, but well, I barely touch them. I just use them for workshops. And yeah, but this one I saw and I like the color, I like the backs. And this is one thing which is so important for me, a good back of the card. If I don't like the backs of the deck, I barely use them, to be honest. I had one RWS deck which I passed on because the backs were awful to me, just awful. But this deck, this version, this Centennial Tarot, the colors are so nice and so comfy. I really like it. I really like this yellow. The decks I have are the one Albano white and the mini Rider-Waite from, I don't know, 1982 or something. And there are the yellows and the colors themselves so screaming, and it really hurts in my eyes. So I was so pleased when I got the opportunity to purchase this one. And yeah, I really like it, and I really want to use this little treasure a bit more. But, well, it's US games. I have to ask for my permission. I didn't have the permission right now. Okay, here we have the Vice Versa Tarot, and this deck I really had a long time on my wish list, and then I got the opportunity to purchase it, and I did. And I thought this deck will be easier for me to pick out the positive and negative meaning, but I've learned my lesson. It's not that easy with this deck. I thought, well, in a normal reading process with the tarot, you have your meaning of the card and you have the nearly exact opposite meaning if the card is turned upside down. Well, and I thought these cards do have a front and a back, yeah, and every side has its own meaning. So, well, before I got this deck, I thought, well, this is the upright meaning and the other side might be the downright meaning. Well, no, it's not that. It's just not that case, and the book explains it really good, really good. It's a unbelievable good companion to all the cards, but it requires deep study, really. This side and that side really requires study to figure out the differences. Well, of course, you see different images, yeah, and you can see some messages just by looking at these pictures, but it's, as I said, it's just not the opposite of the front of the card on the back. It's just not like that. It's really a different point of view. And the difference is not that it's more negative, it's just a literally absolute different point of view. And this is what this deck makes it so special and so difficult to work with, because you have to learn a second tarot system with this deck. It's really two decks in one, and one is familiar because there are parallels to the RWS, but the other side is just not. It's one of the decks which are really thinking out of the box. And yeah, this is why I need time this year to spend more time with this deck and get to know this deck quite better, because I want to use it more. I really want to use it more. One deck you might know is a Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot. I really liked to see, no, I not liked, not the past tense. I really like to see readings with the Wild Unknown Tarot, and I thought, well, okay, I'd like to have a copy of that. But then I saw the price, and I saw under this listing, hey, there will be a mini deck version, and it's cost the half price of the original big one. And I thought, well, okay, you have time, you will wait until the pocket edition comes out. So I pre-ordered this pocket version, and a few months later I got it. And well, I really like the idea of working with it, because, well, idea, you see, I barely haven't touched it, but I really like it. And this is one deck I will spend some time with in this year. And I also do hope, yeah, that I get the license to show the cards in my videos. So maybe this is the main reason that some decks I barely haven't touched, because I don't have the license. And sometimes it's really quite difficult to get the license, because, well, I have several decks, and if I have some decks of the same publisher, I really want to send one email, gave them one list of all the decks I have of this publisher, and, well, I got the answer, well, you have to fill out a form for each deck, and to send all the forms in a separate email. So I thought, well, okay, yeah. Okay, it's just so time consuming, and well, yeah, I gotta do this, I have to do this, I will do this, but I don't know when actually I will do this. But well, I really have one negative habit, and this is I don't take enough time for myself, and this is one thing I promised myself for this year. I will take my time, and hopefully on a daily basis, just for me and myself, and yeah, definitely with my tarot cards. But so it doesn't matter if I have the permission to show these cards or not, to know them. But well, if I have a license and I can use this deck for my videos, yeah, then I grab them more often and I get to know them by my work. But yeah, this, well, was a quite interesting experience last year. Yeah, I started my channel and I was growing my collection, and then a few weeks before August last year there was a news for all the card readers, hey, you need to get permission. Yeah, and well, it was really interesting, because there were two reactions. One pretty popular reader closed its whole channel, and I don't know if this was a reason or not, but it was in the same time period, and it was, yeah, interesting. Then the most reached out to independent card deck creators and stopped using the mass market products, and I was doing the same. And I created my own deck, and in my Facebook community there were also all people creating new decks. It was pretty interesting, and yeah, I really loved all these decks, and I got a few, and it was such an interesting movement at this point. But yeah, it's nevertheless, it's nice to have a license to show the decks that you learn to work with, that you learn to love, and you felt in love with these decks immediately. Yeah, And yeah, back to topic. One deck I really like is the So Below deck, and I really work quite often with it because I got an instant connection to it. I didn't need, or I don't need the book to understand this deck. It's so clear, it's so easy to read with it, and I love it. I really, really love it. And the sister deck to it is the As Above, and this is more for shadow work, for a deeper connection to the spirit, and it's such a stunning deck. But yeah, it turned out I just read once with it or twice, I don't know. It's pretty nice, it's pretty awesome, but yeah, I want to spend some time with it, and I want to get it much better than I do now, because I love the sister. I love the sister deck of it so much, and yeah, and this is why I have this deck in the list too. The most recent member of my collection is das Tarot für das innere Kind. The English audience might know these cards as inner child cards, and it's pretty interesting that the English version isn't called tarot in its name, but yeah, this is a tarot deck, and I really like it. The backs are a bit boring, but well, maybe you know the the colorfulness of the cards of this deck, and it's so I really like it. Normally I don't like decks which are too colorful and which have too much color in it, but this is an exception. It's really all in all an exceptional deck. I really like it, and I really want to spend more time with it. Well, it's the newest member of my collection, so obviously I didn't had so much time to got to know it, and maybe I will get the license to show this and to work more often with it. Even it's like the Tantra Tarot, a big deck, but well, I like big decks. The last one in this list is also a big one. This was on my wish list for a long time, and Santa was kind enough to gift it to me this Christmas, or the last Christmas. And I really love it because I love tarot and I love to sew. I like sewing. I like to sew my whatever, you know. I'd like to make my own dresses, and even this tarot cloth here I made by myself. And yeah, this is one deck which combines these two interests of mine. It's a pretty good book, and the box is pretty elegant. Yeah, I like this book. It's pretty it's how do I say that? It gives very detailed information. I like that. I like it if you can see that the artist is not just a quite good visual designer, but can also, if the artist can also show what the intention is behind this one single card, it's also great. And yeah, this deck brings it all. Yeah, it's also a quite chunky big deck, and it's pretty tough to shuffle it, but I like it. I use it for myself because I don't have the license to show all these cards and to go through this deck, but yeah, it's not the end of the days, and I hope I will get it someday. I just didn't reach out until now, and well, Race Point, I don't know this publisher, but well, there will be a way to get connected to them, I think. Yeah, it's such a nice deck, and it's just so well crafted. Each card is so nice, and I like it. I like to have fabric samples and to bring fabrics together to one project, and this is one, like the Quantum Tarot. It's just thinking outside of the box and connecting two different worlds, the world of clothing and designing clothes and fabric and whatever, and bringing it into tarot is just gorgeous. I really like it, and it's one deck I'm really impressed by its presentation. I just need to say that it's a box which is just unlike all the other boxes I have. It's a one-part box. Yeah, it's magnetic. It's interesting, and well, it came with a book, and it came with this paper box in the box, which hold the pouch, and in this space right here there were the cards in a plastic wrap. But if you want to store the cards in the pouch, it still fits into this whole box, and so I can put it back to my shelf and have everything together. I really like it, and I really like to work with this Enchanted Tarot. It's for me, it's not a surprise that it got an 25th anniversary edition, just because the deck is so unbelievable beautiful. Yeah, every deck I have, I really love every deck I have. Well, okay, not really. One deck is an exception. Let me show you that. It's a tarot of the Celtic fairies. I give it a shot. The pictures are quite good. I really like the artwork, but this is one of the decks that the Little White Book is just such a opposite of the original Rider-Waite-Smith meaning, and I can't see the meaning of the Little White Book in the card or in the cards themselves. So yeah, I really don't know what to do with this deck. Just let me know in the comments if you liked this video. Let me just know which decks you want to work with more often in 2022, and let's be this a place to talk about tarot decks, to talk about everything but a reading. Well, I think I will give a few more English readings also here in this channel, just to train my English language. And but I think I want to use this channel here quite more often to give some deck reviews and to talk about the decks themselves, or to make a top 10 video or so on. And yeah, well, this was it for this video. I think I talked a lot of everything what wanted to be said. to the topic of tarot. And yeah, I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, maybe you have an idea what I should talk about next, or in what are you interested. Let me know, please let me know. And yeah, bye bye, until next time. Mwah.